Hi guys, welcome back to the Patreon process walkthrough video. So today I'm going to be talking about challenges that I face while creating this artwork like I always do. And this artwork is a little bit kind of different from the lot of ones that we've been doing a lot of times now. Because we have a new character design here, this black character Tammy. So what initially built up this idea of this character was since I've been drawing a lot of like this Asian thing, so my brother challenged me to do a black African character that so supports my culture. So that's the reason why I created this black character to showcase how we black, maybe how we African people do stuff like in a way I don't know what to say, but yeah. So that's why I got this character here. And for Kunai, since I first drew this character at first, I was like, okay, it makes sense, but I want her to have like a brother, a little brother. Black cat to have like a little brother. But since I don't really draw guys that much, so then I was like, ooh, what can I do? Can I give her a friend or some more stuff like that? So that's why I gave her a character I've made before, Kunai. So both of them are duos now, and they're friends. So that's actually the initial concept for this, the brought for all of this idea. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's get into the tutorial. Craziest thing is like I've done this video before and I don't know why I didn't actually save on my phone, so I'm doing it all the way again. It's really tiring. Alright, so for the first thing about this artwork, before I go all of these posts down, we had this one. Give me a second. We've got, yeah, we've got this one. We got this both artwork. So I didn't use this both artwork was like the first for this first pose I didn't use it because the character has this sort of like a down camera angle that wasn't what I was actually aiming for, and the second character it also has a much more lower down angle. It wasn't something I was aiming for. Also, you can actually use this type of particular pose when it comes to drawing like a cinematic scene or something, and it can actually work for something like that. So moving on from both of these poses, you can these poses I can actually use them in another piece. Yeah. So moving on from this one, today I'm going to teach you guys how to create your own personal character design, and so from there we move on. So I'm going to try my best to make this video as short as possible, so my phone will actually be able to save it in there. And yeah, give me a little bit of a second. Coming. Yeah. So, like I explained before, today I'm going to teach you guys how to create a character. So if you guys know something about this character, it's like she's got a different aura from the other character with the one outfit. Cause this character, I want her to be this sort of like a bold, rough character. So the first thing you must focus on when you're creating a character is the visual design of the character. So the visual design is mostly about how you want the character to look, how presentable you want to present the character in there, and yeah. So once you create that, sometimes you can have a phony character, a character that has this sort of like a phony face, or a character with this sort of like a sad face. So in a way that actually shows the personality of the character visually first. So from there you can actually build the body language of the character. Like I said, the second one, the body language of the character. So when you're building the body language of character, this refers you to draw the character in this sort of a type of a particular pose. Maybe you want the character to look intimidating, or the character to look some calm or fierce, like a character you can't talk to or you can't talk to. And so there's that about body of the character, and also the clothing of the character. As you guys can see in this my character design, I go this sort of like a jacket wrapped about our waist in a way. So I wanted this character to have this sort of like a clothing that actually reflects a personality in a way. So in a way, our clothing shows the type of character she is rather than the other character that's wearing like a skirt. This character got this sort of like a rough tomboy vibe, so she's got like a mercenary trousers in there, and yeah. So, and I added these sort of like graffiti words on the back of her outfit, like fire, speed, and something like that. It shows like an agility, how what she actually likes to indulge in: fight, fire, speed, something like that. And also, like I said, little accessories can actually help you. If you guys noticed, I added this sort of like a little bit of a teddy bear at our back, so this actually shows this character is actually has this sort of like a soft side too, even though you can look at the character and say, well, this character looks dangerous, but also she got like this sort of like soft side too. So in a way, when you're creating a character design, you don't have to actually add something like a teddy bear, something specific like that. You can actually give, if the character is like a villain or something like that, you can actually give her like this sort of a snake or something like that. Just those sort of like literally designs actually give us more idea about the personality of the character. And you guys should check this out. If I actually added this sort of like an eye patch for this teddy bear, it would show there will be actually a bit of a differences in the character design, you see, like that. And so those type of little stuff help you design the character very well. So for the rendering of the character, since this actually my first time doing a black African mixed character rendering, I decided to look for a bunch of references. I couldn't actually find all of my references, so I decided to use this one. If you notice the skin of the character here, it's actually a bit similar to the character here, but I actually just white out the skin a little bit more. So since I like this sort of like a popping character coloring, and our lightning is actually different from what we actually have at this particular point of this sort of reference. So the lightning right here is sort of like an orange type of lightning. Meanwhile, we got our lightning right here. It's type of like a brown, white, whitish type of lightning. So you should actually study your reference well when you creating something like this. And I noticed something about black characters. Their eyebrows are actually kind of different from when you drawing like a white character eyebrows in a way. So the facial structure of black people are actually much more different in a way. They got much more other facial structure in a way. So I used the lightning on the sort of braids of this reference that I got right here. Yeah, I used this sort of sorry, I use this sort of braids reference, like I saw in this reference, to replicate the same thing on my character's type of hairstyle in it. And so I decided to give this character a dagger, cause I've seen that I've given a lot of my character sword. So for this character to be much more different from the characters we have created before, I decided to give her a dagger. Then I added this sort of like cross type shit on the characters nose mask and what's it called again, gloves. For both of them, I decided to do that because I wanted relations in both glove and nose mask, since there's type of stuff that are similar. And when you guys are creating a character design, you can look for similarities in stuff too. So I don't want to make this video too long, because I want my phone to be able to save it. I don't want it to be like the one I made in the first one. And yeah, I decided to add this sort of like a hair strands going, coily hair strands going around there, since I saw it on this particular reference. So I used that same type stuff in there to do this. And yeah, that's pretty much about creating a character design. You have to look for the visual design, body language, clothing, and little accessories. Little design can actually help you when creating a character design. And that's that about that. Now we move to the other character, Kunai. So this character is taming. We go with gloves, nose mask, badass pose, energy in the pose, and yeah, that's what I wanted to convey with this pose. I hope you guys get all what I'm saying. So now let's move to the second character. Hey guys, this walkthrough is actually different from a low one that we've been doing since, and this is the second character in there, and yeah. So for this particular one, I will try my best to explain more of the walkthrough rather than the way I actually explained the first one. So for this character, I go down this particular top-down angle. I already had this sort of like a different idea for like different poses for this character in there, and I use this sort of particular reference to replicate the type of stuff I was actually aiming for, and so yeah, let's get into the process. So for this character, I wanted her to like be different from Tammy. The reason why I got both character down was like I think I already explained that before, because I thought I don't want it to be only one character, so I decided to create a duo for them. So um Kunai also had as a friend now. Funny, right? So I decided to use this sort of like top-down angle for the character, since I wanted the character to feel like she's walking in a way. And so like in a way, let me give you guys one piece of advice that I learned while doing this artwork. It was like this particular, give me a second, yeah, this particular area is so like oval shape. It's actually the biggest in the character's overall body shape. Yeah, this is actually the biggest part in the overall character's body shape, the down part. So that way you actually doing this sort of like a top down angle, you should make sure you measure this particular angle and this chest area should be like most of like the biggest part in the particular pose. Then the head is much more a little bit foreshortened, isn't it, than the rest of the entire body section. So we go the big, no, the like the biggest, she the big, and she the still big but a little bit much more shrink down in a way. So you guys should make sure you measure your proportions well when doing like a complex pose like this. So, and the most annoying thing to me about this pose was like I couldn't actually find like the right reference for this particular pose. So I was actually measuring this pose by this type of like particular what's it called, reference. So for this reference, if you guys actually notice, for this reference we go this head is the biggest, because it's really zoomed into the camera, and the body of the character is actually the smallest in this particular one. So it's actually much more different from this particular angle that we have right here, because the most zoomed in part of this artwork, isn't it, is of my own artwork, isn't it, is the down part of the body. Meanwhile, the zoomed in part in this one is the head of the character. So for that, it's that about that. So moving on, then I wanted the character to full like she's walking, so for it to be different from the first character pose, since we got the first character timing, she's like, we got the camera angle underneath her in a way. So I wanted this to convey a different type of energy. So from the grayscale, since I told you guys, most of the time when I'm painting a network, I mostly paint the background first before I paint the character's color skin tone. But since these are model shit, so it actually gave me pretty much of a hard time, isn't it, to do this at full. It would be actually much more easy, but it wasn't like a full. So from the grayscale, I decided I'm gonna choose where the lighting is coming from. So we go with lightning coming from this particular direction, from this top angle. So since the lightning is coming from there, we're gonna have shadows all around these areas. Let me use a pen. So we're gonna have what's it called, gonna have a darker value on this sort of like area. But meanwhile, maybe we want to change it up. We maybe we want this character to be in this sort of perspective. Wait a minute, we got this character in this sort of like a perspective like this. We're looking at from the top right there, from the top right there. So in a way, we actually have the lightning coming from down, then we have a low of shadows. So in a way, we're going to have like a low of shadows going up here. So a low shadow will cover the top here, then the lightning will come from down here. So when you painting and giving your characters lightning and shadow, you must actually look at the way the character is also actually posing in a way, so that will give you the one of the best lightning to use for your character. So for this character too, if you notice, our energy is actually different from the first character we drew. The first character go this sort of like much more rougher energy, while this character go like a clean demeanor. She go like this elegant demeanor, and yeah, she's go like this person who fights with thinking before she just jumping into a fight scene. And that's what I actually wanted to convey with this character. First, like I told you guys, little details actually work for characters too. So for this character, I gave her this sort of like a little bit of what's it called, penguin. This sort of a little bit of penguin. What's this thing called? Penguin. Yeah, just like a penguin type of toy in a way. And so since this character, if you notice, I gave her a skirt, cause like a skirt makes her look much more feminine, rather than the first character we have that got this sort of like a tomboyish type of energy. So this character fights in a much more elegant way, and that's what I actually wanted to convey with this character. So when you guys are actually drawing your character, you must look for a pose that elevates the character's personality, outfits that elevates the character's personality. Everything about the character should speak about their personality in a way. Even though, like as an artist, that's our only obligation to make sure our audience knows what we actually want our characters to say to them in a way. And yeah, that's the thing about that. And yeah, so I think yeah, so from that particular point that I got my lightning down, I started using painting all over the grayscale. I got you the power where I cleaned it up a little bit more. And the most hardest part was when I got right at this point, I was like, the character is like white out in elegance of this sort of like whiteness of a skin tone. So in a way, it actually gives this character this sort of like an ethereal energy vibe that I wanted to convey, since the character has this sort of like a dark personality. So we could give the second character this sort of light personality. In a way, that's the reason why they both character connect in a really great way. And yeah, so moving from this particular part, if you guys notice, I changed the pose a little bit, since the pose felt actually a little bit too stiff, like she's just walking. There's nothing really interesting about it, and that's why I decided to change the pose inner, and I just made her much more badass in a way, like she's holding a cigarette. Even though I don't really like to give my characters a low cigarette though, but I just decided to give this character a cigarette to show like she's not just elegant, she also go like this sort of like a badass part of art too. And yeah, so from there I got to this point that I was changing the end angle. It was actually really a complex pose for me to actually do. But luckily for me, like, you go this sort of like different types of references, then you go your work down like that. And I decided to change a nose mask. Before, a nose mask was only this sort of like it was only black color in it. Then we got white sort of like textures all around it like this before, but it was actually kind of a little bit boring, so I decided to change it to this sort of like a dragon sort of nose mask. And like I told you, you should try to look for relationships in your character designing. So for this character, as you can see, the relationship between let me use a pen. So as you guys can actually see, you can see the relationship between the nose mask and the tattoo she's got on her hand, and also this sort of like golden belt buckles. And yeah, you can actually see all of the relationships right here that go done right. So in a way, if you guys have those type of like 3 to 4 relationships in your character design, it gives the character a much more what's it called, a much more it brings the whole character design all together in a way. It makes it much more eye-popping and visually stunning to viewers to see. And yeah, so the dragon design, I just scribbled this sort of like, since I've drawn a lot of dragons before when I was still learning art back in the days, so it's actually quite a little bit much more easier for me to do the dragon design. Then we go this sort of like a backlight, blue backlight, like the Evans blue lightning from Evans just cast the lightning on the characters outfit. From the lightning reached on top of the character's head, then bounced to the back of the characters to make the end look much more popping, because there's something called backlight in artwork, if you guys knew that. And yeah, I think that's that about that. And I give her this sort of like strap pulls and belt buckles. And yeah, so I don't want this video to be long, so I will be able to save this one to I don't want it to be like the one I made yesterday that I can't find anymore. And yeah, I hope you guys understand creating a character design. Little details help, visual design, body language, and clothing. So those are like the 4 or 3 tips that really helps when creating a character design. Focus on your poses and perspective well. And yeah, I think that's all. And thank you guys for supporting me on YouTube and on anywhere you ever see this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.